Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. They won the Super Bowl. They are winners of Super Bowl 57. They beat the Philadelphia Eagles 38-35. So shout out to them. I shut off the TV right before. So as soon as the game ended, we started streaming. So I don't know who the game MVP is. I'm gonna guess it's probably more than likely Patrick Mahomes is the game
Yeah,
MVP.
it'll be Mahomes.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Is more than likely the case, and he was also a regular season MVP for the NFL, which typically doesn't happen too much. Usually, if a person wins MVP in a season of any sport, they typically don't win the championship. That's just like a weird occurrence that happens. But yeah, so congratulations to him for that. Yeah, I picked the Eagles kind of coming into it. I thought the Eagles just up and down had a better team. But yeah, I mean, they kind of, I just don't think they were probably ready for the big stage. It didn't seem like Chiefs, they've been there 3 times in the last 4 years. So I think they have just a lot more experience. And I know Tyreek Hill, I know he's somewhere pissed right now because I'm like, you would think he probably thought
He's so
like,
mad.
I mean, he probably thought like, without me, they ain't gonna get back to the Super Bowl. Look at me, I'm cheetah. They ain't gonna get back to the Super Bowl again. And then boom, they went back to the Super Bowl and they won the Super Bowl. So I was like, damn, that has to be a blow to your ego just a little bit if you're Tyreek Hill. Hunter, what were some of your thoughts on the game? What were some of your early predictions coming into the game? Did a lot of them come to fruition? Go ahead.
Yeah, so I picked the Chiefs. Um, pardon me, goddamn. Um, but I expected them to win in a close game. I thought it would be a shootout, and I got exactly what I wanted. It was a great back and forth game the whole time. Um, goddamn.
Damn.
Yeah, I know, right? Mahomes played great, even on the bad ankle. Jalen Hurts looked great too. That fumble was really the difference. That fumble he got around the second quarter, something like that.
Yeah.
That was really the turning point in the game. So um, it was a great back and forth game. The Eagles have been probably the best team in football, up and down, top to bottom all season.
Mhm.
So them getting here wasn't a wasn't a huge surprise. The Chiefs getting here because everyone was like, "Oh, they don't have Tyreek Hill. They won't be as explosive, and they're gonna fall off." And everyone I knew was picking the Bengals coming out of the AFC to start the season. And I was just like, "Yeah, I'm not betting against Mahomes. He'll find a way." And he did. I mean, he still got Travis Kelsey. Sky Moore is emerging as a really good receiver. Isaiah Pacheco, that I think is a rookie running back who they drafted. He played incredibly well this game. I think got like 80, like over 80 yards rushing and a touchdown. So,
Yeah.
so the Chiefs look good tonight. There will of course be the people who go that that holding call was bullshit. That set up the Chiefs for the game-winning field goal, but they missed very badly a holding call on Juju Smith Schuster, which killed the Chiefs' drive in like the second quarter when they were driving. So I was like, it kind of bounces out, but it was a great game. Yeah, for the first time in a couple years, it was a really good game.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really back and forth, which is what you want. Ending, I don't know. I guess you would want a more dramatic ending than what you did of a field goal because the way the game ended, they basically just Chiefs ran out the clock, and this, kind of ran it out. Then they kicked the field goal. Is kind of what happened. So they kind of maybe want a little bit more dramatic ending than that. But hey, I mean, they wanted the win. They got the win. So good for that. Yeah. What Mahomes was able to do, especially like with Juju Smith Schuster, who had a good game as well. He had a really good game. He was very impactful there. So he was there. Kelsey, of course, was very good. And then I think those were really the two main people he was throwing the ball to. And his running back, Pashinko, did a great job as well. He took a really big hit. I think it was like the
Oh yeah, that was nasty.
big hit. I mean, I thought his soul was gonna leave his body. You know what I mean? I thought he, he wasn't gonna get up, but yeah, he got back. It's the Super Bowl, baby. It's like Cooper Cup. He had probably had a concussion, but hey, it's the Super Bowl. You got to get back in there. It's like it's time. So
Jay, walk that shit. Jay, walk that shit off.
yeah, you know what I mean? Hey, you got plenty of time, when you're, 50 to have CTE. Now is the Super Bowl. Now's the time. So you got to get in there and do this. And then, yeah, I mean, and then when it was almost halftime, Patrick Mahomes getting tackled, rolling on the ankle, and you see him just limping. I was like, oh, man, how's that going to be? But they probably shot him up with a lot of drugs, shot that ankle up a lot. And then he did that big burst run. That was in what, the
Yeah, that
fourth?
was cool.
Yeah,
They gave him that Britney needs to sing tonight shit.
yeah, I mean, because he was, he was just going, yeah, he was going all full tilt. You can see him grimacing still, but yeah, he just was like, it's the Super Bowl. You gotta, I mean, hey, it's the Super Bowl. It's the biggest game of the year. You got to do this. So yeah, it was it's what you want in a Super Bowl game, back and forth game. Both teams really good. I just thought when it came down to it, Eagles, it just didn't seem like they were ready for the big stage. Would you agree with that, Hunter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it. It's crazy because I mean, Hurts is only in his second season. I think he'll be back because he plays in the NFC East, which is like a garbage division. So the Eagles should be coming out of there, pretty much every year because the Cowboys are terrible. So like they'll always be a threat. Like moving forward, if they can keep the core of this team, they'll be a threat for the next 3 years minimum. Um, I think Jalen Hurts, they're already looking at an extension. I think I read for Hurts already because they just want to get the deal done and get him signed long term, which is a very good decision. Don't be like the Ravens right now and actually pay your fucking quarterback. So it'll be interesting to see where the Eagles go, but the Chiefs just find a way. Like they're gonna be Mahomes will be contending in Super Bowls for the next, you know, 12 years.
How old is
Like
Mahomes?
easily.
27, 26?
20, I think it's like 25. I think.
I
Let me
think
check,
I think he's a
actually.
little bit old. I don't know. I think he's like 26, 27.
Oh, he's 27. You're right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
27.
And then Jalen Hurts is what, 24? 23, 24?
Uh,
I don't think he's that old.
24.
24.
24.
So yeah, it's funny because now with Brady, so Brady's retired, so I think he's done. I think Brady's officially he's
Thank
done.
God.
He's
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is
Retired and single.
yeah, retired and single. So he's done, I think. So now you have this new crop of quarterbacks. You have Burrow, who's super young. He's early 20s, 23, 24 as well. You got Mahomes, you got Herbert, you got who else? Hurts, you
You got
got
Lamar.
uh,
Yeah.
Lamar, you have Kyler Murray. Who else am I
I mean,
missing?
kinda. I mean, you
Kinda.
kind of have Caliber. Yeah.
He's decent.
Yeah.
He's decent
Yeah.
enough. So you got them.
Yeah. He's decent.
So you got kind of these new big crop of quarterbacks. So yeah, Mahomes, is going to still remain competitive. That team's still going to remain, heavily competitive for the next ongoing, 5 years, 10 years, maybe 8 years, however long, Mahomes plays. Now the length of a quarterback is much longer than it was before. He could play into his
Absolutely.
40s, so that's a good span. And then depending on, what are the good pieces they put around him. And it looks like he is willing to take pay cuts because I think that's what he did in order to keep Kelsey on the team, is take a pay cut and keep some other
Yeah.
members on the team.
Because they signed Mahomes a couple years ago to that big ass like 100 like what $200 million contract, some shit like that.
Mm.
But that's actually cheap now because the going rate for a lot of quarterbacks now, like Dak is getting $40 million a year right now, playing on the Cowboys, not doing anything. Like that's fucking insane. And so Mahomes is like looking like a bargain right now because he's bringing you fucking Super Bowls. So it's it's gonna be very interesting to see where like people like Lamar and like Justin Herbert.
Oh,
I
Josh
really like
Allen.
Justin Herbert too.
That's another
Josh
person.
Allen, yeah,
I forgot about him.
yeah, and he just I'm a big fan of Josh Allen. I really like Josh Allen, and I don't know what it is, man. I'm hoping I'm not cursing him, but he's giving me kind of like those Dan Marino vibes, where it's like he might just always be the bridesmaid. It just maybe it just may never win a title. Like I could be
Mm,
wrong, and I hope I'm wrong. Because I like Josh Allen, but I don't know, man.
yeah.
He just
Us
it couldn't
Joshes
get it
got to
done
stick
again this
together.
season.
You know what I mean?
No,
Us Josh.
I know, and like he's a big dude who just like trucks over people. Like I'm a fan of Josh Allen, but he just I don't know, it's not clicking yet. So, but we're in an exciting time, like in the NFL, like you are in the NBA, like how we have like John Morant and in like Zion when he plays. But like when we have this new young crop of like athletes starting to come up as they're replacing, the Tom Brady's and the
Mhm.
Aaron Rodgers, the assholes. So so it's really cool to see like a whole new group of people starting to come up.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it was a good game. I mean, there's of course people's always going to talk about certain calls. That like you said, you mentioned the hold on Juju Smith Schuster that was there. That they called on that set Chiefs up for a field goal. So there was that a lot of people talked about was iffy. That could have gone either way. Do you think Eagles kind of got away with like the fact that did you think that was a catch or did you think that was an incompletion?
I did not think that was a catch at all.
Okay.
I was like, because it didn't look like he took that second step. Yeah, I was that's why when people like, because again, you're talking about the calls. That's just one I missed. But the refs have been hilariously bad this postseason. Like I don't know what the fuck is going on, but refs are just missing the most basic calls, and so unfortunately that storyline's gonna be a thing attached at least for a little while, to the Chiefs winning this game. But yeah, Roger Goodell, like do your job, get some good refs. Like what the fuck's going on?
Yeah. Yeah. So congrats to the Chiefs again. Congrats to Mahomes, the whole team, everything like that. First Super Bowl in which we had two black QBs there.
Yes.
So you did have that. First Super Bowl we've ever seen two brothers go against each other. So you had Travis Kelsey, who's the tight end for the Chiefs, and then Jason Kelsey, who is the offensive lineman for the Eagles. So first time that's also ever
Yeah,
happened.
we mean brothers, not like black people brothers. Like we need actual like
Yeah,
white brothers.
actual
But
blood brothers. Yeah, actual blood
yeah,
brothers. Yeah, there. So you do have that there. So, yeah. Halftime performance. Rihanna, she was there, fine as hell,
yes she was.
glowing.
Yes she was. Woo!
I didn't get a chance to see
Yeah,
it. I just
on a stage that looked like the fucking Super Smash Brothers arena,
It really did.
oh,
Yeah.
and I am here for it.
Same.
And it's so incredible. That was her first live performance in what was it, 5, 6 years?
really okay. Oh wow. Yeah.
She's been away for a while, at least from performing live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Take your time on the album.
Yeah.
Take your time.
I tell you, celebrities, they ain't really beating these satanic allegations with all the red. Again, with the red. I think conservatives going to have to be something to be mad about again. They ain't beating those allegations there. But she did, I mean, she did look pretty fantastic. She went pretty high up here. I mean, this was, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I have a thing with heights, and I was like, "Girl, you are too high in the sky right now."
yeah,
Like,
playing a little bit of
yeah,
the
I
clip
was
right
nervous.
here. Yeah. Wow, that's pretty scary here. I was like, oh, geez, I could not definitely not do that. Um,
Yeah,
so
fuck
what?
that.
Yeah, so she did it for basically what 13 minutes. 13 minutes was her
Yeah,
performance
yeah,
length.
about that.
Um,
Yeah,
and a lot of people, some people were expecting her to bring out like some other people, maybe like Jay Z, Eminem, things like that. You know, definitely she wasn't gonna bring out Kanye. That wasn't gonna happen. But
yeah. There were my friends were like, "We're worried Kanye's gonna come out." I'm like, "She is way too smart for that shit." I'm like,
Let's
"Come
be
on
honest.
now."
Let's be honest. Tom Holland had a better chance if she fucking sang Umbrella of coming out than
Yeah,
fucking Kanye did.
absolutely. You think she wants the Savage Fenty stock to just plummet? And yeah, fuck no. It's like she knows exactly what she's doing.
yeah. So how did you like the performance there, both of you guys? What's your kind of take on the Nick? Since we haven't heard a lot from you, what's your take on Rihanna's halftime performance there?
It was good. It was one of the first time I've ever seen Rihanna perform live, and Show was good. I mean, I didn't really see the whole thing. I saw it mostly through one of the, I think it was like an ASL companion live stream. So I mostly heard it instead of actually seeing the performance.
Mm. Okay. All right. Hunter, how'd you like it?
Yeah, yeah, I enjoyed it. Like the big thing that people will knock it for is that there wasn't a lot of like flash or like flair to it. Like when
Motherfucker.
Lady Gaga, like when Lady Gaga performed, there was like fireworks were going off like every 5 seconds. I was like, holy shit! I'm like, this is like, I'm like,
Yeah,
you know,
when Katy Perry performed, she brought out a fucking meme. Brought
yeah.
out the left
And,
shark,
and no,
the
and Nick,
real goat of that performance.
I am so happy you brought that up because people going like, "This was a terrible Super Bowl performance." Like, do you remember Katy Perry's until Missy Elliott until Missy Elliott came out?
Maroon 5 and Travis Scott were what, like 2 years ago?
Yeah. So it's just like, y'all, come on, like this was like, I think the biggest gripe is that this is coming after what I think is an all-time uh halftime performance of last year, because last year's was fucking amazing. And I
Oh,
remember
right. Who was it? Was it
that was Eminem, Dre,
Oh,
Snoop,
Oh
Mary
yeah,
J,
50
Kendrick.
Cent. Yeah.
oh shit. Yeah, that shit was fucking
When he was
fire.
hanging
Yeah, and
upside
that,
down like rotisserie chicken a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, oh man,
Hang it upside down like Michael Keaton's Batman.
yeah. Um.
but I actually just rewatched that this past week, and it's awesome. Like, it's one of those things where it's just flip, like every beat. Like, my only gripe on that is that I just wanted like one more Kendrick song. Like, if I could have gotten like DNA or something that would have been cool. But you got to hear Still Dre, you got to see Mary J, who I think is still one of the most underrated musicians in the industry. Like, she's constantly putting out great shit and just does not get the credit for it for whatever reason. But yeah, last year's was an absolute classic, and this year's it was good. And the fact she was, the fact she was doing this pregnant, we now know she's pregnant again. ASAP Rocky doesn't pull out LSD.
Shit, if I were him, hey, if I were fucking Rihanna, I never would too.
Yeah, no,
I wouldn't either.
not. Yeah, no, he's a smart man off that, fucking problems as it is. But honestly, good for her. She looked amazing. Like, she looked fantastic. Yeah, this thicker Rihanna, I'm here for it. Go ahead, mama. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It was a good performance.
What was the playlist? So what were the songs that she did?
So she did Run This Town. She did Umbrella, obviously.
A little sad that she didn't bring out Tom Holland in like his lip sync battle costume. Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit, but moving on.
She got she ended with Diamonds. She started with Bitch Better Have My Money, which is just a badass song.
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
that's a banger.
Yeah, I mean, this is like Rihanna's got some hits. Like, people really do forget. Rihanna's got a lot of hits.
Out of all the like modern pop artists, she's probably one of the more consistent ones.
Yeah. For me, she's actually someone I listen to pretty regularly, and I'm like, oh yeah, you've got a lot of like, you got a lot of songs I really like. So but it was a cool, like reflection on what she's done musically.
Yeah. Her last album, I'm trying to think, when did it come out? Like, her very last album. It's been a while.
Remember.
It's been a long time. I feel like
it's been a while.
Yeah, I'm trying to see right now when the last album came out. So she did that. So she performed basically all. Yeah,
I just googled her last album. Auntie was 2016.
Oh, okay.
Damn,
almost 7 years.
Long fucking time.
Yeah.
Well, it was crazy, and I think people kind of slept on this until they heard the song. When you hear Ryan Coogler come out and go, "Oh yeah, we got Rihanna for the Black Panther soundtrack," it was like, Rihanna hasn't given us new music in so long.
It's for the people who don't follow music, it's like, oh cool, you got Rihanna. For the people who do, it's been like 7 years since her last album, 5 years since she performed, and a really long time since she dropped any kind of like single or EP or
Yep.
anything even close to that. So getting her for Black Panther is a huge fucking deal.
Yeah.
2 years.
Two,
Believe
oh,
it,
2
the
years.
last single.
2 years. Okay. And Lift Me Up is okay. It's all right.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I dig that song.
Yeah. It's all right.
But
It was a perfect song for the mood in which it was played in the the film.
Well said. Well said. It's not like like let's party and listen to this.
It's like I'm not gonna throw it up when I have a house party like I am for All the Stars.
Yeah, exactly. But it just shows like it's a nice reminder of what Rihanna like is, and that's one of the best artists in music whenever she wants to be. So she's got another kid on the way. I'm assuming that's going to delay the album a bit, at least 9 months. Mm-hmm. And so you know what? But that's fine though, because when we get it, it'll be great. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta wait for shit.
Yeah. So yeah, I was not able to see it because I was like driving home, so I missed it. I thought it was gonna be longer, so I was like, well, at least because I lived 10 minutes. I was 8 at a place and then went home, and I like took me like 10 minutes, 12 minutes to get there. I was like, oh, it's over already. I was like, oh, okay. Because it seemed like the Beyonce performance went on for like, I don't know, way longer. I think that was a whole like just mini concert in itself. Like, you know what I mean? You almost forgot
Damn, the Maroon 5 one felt like eternity.
Oh my god, that felt so long. That felt so goddamn long.
It felt long. It felt longer than the fucking Snyder cut.
I was so happy when SpongeBob came out. I was like, oh, someone with talent. That's amazing. God damn it. Yeah, like so I don't know. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask. So where would you kind of rank this Rihanna halftime? It's like it's in the middle. It's kind of a little bit higher tier, lower tier. Where you can?
It's like a solid B. I think it's a B. Like as far as a grade.
Yeah. As far as the halftime performances, I remember because I'm a like tried and true nerd. I don't give a shit about professional sports unless two people are punching each other. So I barely pay attention to like even the halftime shows. Those are about the only thing I mostly remember. And this is a solid B tier.
Yeah.
Okay. It brought it back to what a fucking concert's supposed to be about, which is the goddamn music.
Yeah, which like Rihanna can still hit her notes and shit, and everything like rhythm wise as far as the playlists actually flowed really well. So I was like, yeah, I was having fun with it. I mean, I never thought it was amazing. Like I was never like, oh my god, this is fucking incredible. But I'm like, yeah, this is good shit, and that's fine. Like this had a high bar to clear after last year. Like it's had a really high bar.
That is true. That had one of the higher bars to clear.
Yeah. So but I think also people were like do forget. Like we had and look, I think some of her music's okay. But Coldplay's such a weird choice to have for like the halftime show, and people were fucking falling asleep until Bruno Mars and Beyonce came out. And it was like, oh, okay. Like so. I mean, they were a weird choice. Katy Perry was not a good choice at all.
What? You don't have the eye of the tiger?
Yeah, goddamn. It's. Anyways, well, I mean,
that roar sounded more like a whimper.
Yeah. Like it just. There's been some rough ones here recently.
That performance felt like a real plastic bag. Okay, I'm done.
Didn't the week do what? God damn it, that was really. I hate that I'm laughing because I like that, but I'm mad at you at the same time. It's like you. Didn't The Weeknd do it one year?
Yeah, he did it very recently. Didn't he do it like a couple years ago?
I think he did it like
4 years ago.
Was it before or after everybody was mad that Shakira and J-Lo was shaking ass at the halftime show?
That was before. I think that's a year before.
All right, yeah, that was a year before that.
Really? I thought that was after. Oh, because didn't The Weeknd perform at was it the Rams Super Bowl that he performed at?
Oh god, now I'm blanking. I gotta look this up. List of Super Bowl.
God damn it! To the Googles.
Yeah, I can't remember. The weekend one was kind of meh. I thought the weekend one was kind of meh for me.
I like the
Okay.
weekend too, and I was kind of like,
Yeah,
okay,
Yeah, me too.
so
I do
Me
like.
too. I'm very hyped
wow, the
for
weekend
that
was
concert.
wow, the weekend was
2021. That
2021.
was
What the
2 years
fuck?
ago.
Yeah,
Oh, Shakira was the year before. Interesting. I've had him flipped. Okay.
Huh.
yeah.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
I don't
'Cause
remember
I
about that.
thought it was I thought it
Um,
was more recent than that one, but yeah.
hey, you called that. Yeah, I completely forgot the weekend did it. I was like, oh yeah, he did do this one time.
Yeah.
Um,
What's predictions?
but yeah, we had
Oh, I was gonna say what's predictions next year? Who you got? Put money on it. Predictions next. I'm gonna
Oh,
say
shit.
I'm gonna say Billie Eilish is gonna be. I'm gonna for some reason
okay,
I'm gonna
Hmm.
for some reason I
okay,
don't know
I can see that.
Billie Eilish.
Okay,
Who are you thinking?
Hmm.
Jack Harlow.
Jack Harlow.
Oh god.
No, I'm kidding. I do not want that. I do not want that. Okay, please, NFL, don't do that shit. Um, God, that's a good question. That's a really good question. Yeah, no one really comes to mind.
I mean, if they were cool, Childish Gambino, if he's got like an album coming.
Oh, that'd be
If they were
great.
cool, but they're not. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'd be like, yeah, no performing. This is America.
Yeah, because
like-
well, I guess it also maybe depends on
I
because
mean, if they were really cool, Paramore.
oh, that'd be great. I'd love to watch.
If they were really fucking cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to do
'Cause
it.
I don't know. Do you know whether have they picked destination for the next Super Bowl? When do they pick that?
think that's around. I feel like it's right around summer.
Summer. Okay, so that's also could
Yeah.
depend if they pick like a place like somewhere like L.A. again where it has all this musical significance and it's like okay you could predict like Dr. Dre, so it makes sense getting Dr. Dre and all those other L.A. kind of people there. If they like in New York, so you can say like okay, well maybe they'll bring out more of a New York type act, in that case. So that also would help too, knowing the location of it. But I don't know. I mean, and also, is there like a trend that they do? It's like, do they go like, okay, we'll do pop for a couple times, then we'll go back to a little bit of rock, then we'll do a little bit more heavier.
It feels like it's kind of random because so we
Feels
got
like it kind of
yeah.
feels like they throw like 5 names on a dartboard, and then they just like pick at random. That's what it's felt like for whenever they pick whoever's doing the halftime show.
Yeah, I don't think there's really a rhyme or reason to who they pick, which is what makes it even harder to pick who it could potentially
Has
be
Taylor Swift done it?
next year.
Has she done it before?
She hasn't. That God, they could
Has
do
she?
that. I don't think she. No, she hasn't. Taylor Swift. Yeah, they. Oh God, they're gonna ask her, aren't they?
Those are my two. I
fuck.
think those are my two predictions. So I'm gonna go Billie
Yeah,
Eilish and Taylor Swift would be my two.
I think those are solid.
I mean, it could be.
predictions.
It's always completely random. I mean, they picked Shakira and J Lo
Yeah,
for
like
1 year.
yeah, who could have predicted that? That's true. Shakira.
What a great halftime show that was. That was-
Yeah, but not for the intended reason.
I mean, it was still good for that reason, but I mean, there was
Okay,
other
intended.
benefits, you know?
Let's be honest, that was 100% the intended reason.
It's funny because like Shakira, like I was talking to someone the other day about her stuff. I was like going through her song. I'm like, there's actually a good amount of her music. I remember going, oh, I actually like this. J Lo falls in that same vein too. Now I'd never see J Lo live like ever. I'm just like
Yeah, no,
like,
you couldn't pay me to go to one of her shows live.
yeah, I just be like, you have a studio voice, but I mean, the show. I mean, that halftime show worked,
fine.
but yeah, it was fun, but I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
many a clean Xbox was used during that halftime show.
no, Nick, you're not wrong, but
Rarely.
yeah, I
am.
mean, but I don't know. I don't really pay, and I'm gonna sound like the old man here. I'm really not following like current music. I pretty much listen to what I listen to, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I just found out who Jack Harlow was a month ago, and I'm already sad about it. So
I'm
it's
very
just like,
sorry.
yeah, I had no idea who the fuck he was, and it was like,
I just remembered who could possibly like play the halftime show next year. When is that fucking El Muerto movie supposed to come out? Like
Oh,
next year?
didn't
Bad
Bad
Bunny.
Bunny? Did he come out? Did he came out during the J
I
Lo
think he
one?
like
Came
Oh,
on J
I
Lo.
think
Yeah.
he came out during J Lo, but I think he headlines the next one because I
he
feel like
is.
Sony's gonna try really hard to co-promote that fucking El Muerto movie because
Yeah.
nobody else is gonna give a shit otherwise.
Yeah, he is a
Yeah.
huge superstar. That would. I mean, that would be a big get. Yeah,
Yeah. I.
that's not bad.
Yeah. He's fun in Bullet Train for the bit he's in there. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, all right. Like,
Yeah, for the no dialogue they give him, he's awesome.
How do you like him
hey,
in the WWE?
so you know
He's
what's
fine.
really he's fun. Like he gets the insane world he's a part of and he leans into it. Like he's a very charismatic guy. Like that's something I noticed from just his interviews. I'm like, okay, this guy has some very natural charisma that you could easily sell. And so I listened to a couple of his songs and yeah, he's actually got some songs I like. So
Hmm.
it makes sense that he's, as well liked and is as popular as he is. But I think that's a really good point just off of the international appeal he has, in film. I just go like, hey man, you want to do this shit? So
Yeah,
yeah, he could easily do it next year.
yeah. Um, Again, it would help also knowing because that would help because they already did it in Florida already. They already did a Super Bowl in Florida like a couple years
Yeah.
ago. Yeah, so they already did it. So if they did it in Florida again, I'd say Bad Bunny would be getting because of the big Latino population there. But if they did it in
Yeah.
Texas, I mean Texas got a big Latino population, so I mean you could say
True.
that'd be good to get to him there. So Nick is going with Bad Bunny. I'm going with Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish. Who'd be your pick? Got to pick somebody. Throw
I
it.
I don't know. I fine, fuck. I'll just say Jack Harlow so I say somebody.
Jack Harlow.
Okay, so
like,
me and Josh picked the kind of fun option. Hunter picked the depressing option, but is the one that's probably
yeah.
going to be the most likely.
Yeah. That White Man Can't Jump remake looks terrible. Like I am so like why remake that shit? Just anyways.
That shit is not popping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we?
Nice.
I wonder if we should put that up for the poll. We need 4 movies to put up for the poll. So we're doing a poll for Black History Month reviewing black films.
We do a weekly poll every week. It's 4 films that are in the gauntlet for what Black History Month movie that we are going to review on the channel. We're mostly doing it during the week in between the major shows that we do. So this week, upcoming, the winner of the poll was Blind Spotting, which I'm finally going to get Josh to finally watch after I've been hounding for it. And I confirm from you, Hunter, that you finally decided to nut up and watch the movie.
Yeah, so tomorrow I am off. So I'm gonna watch it tomorrow.
Just got such a crank in my fist. I don't know
what's going on. That's crazy. But I'm gonna check it out tomorrow.
Cool.
I just read. I bought it because Nick has been hounding me about it. I'm like, and him and our friend Brandon and Jamarco. I'm like, fine, fuck, I'll buy it. God damn it. So I'm excited to watch it.
If it was just me, he would ignore it. But if it's Brandon and Jamarco, then it's like, get the fuck on it, boy.
Like,
bruh.
fine.
Awesome stuff. So yeah, Blind Spotting's coming up next. So next poll, probably gonna put up options. We're gonna put up Last Black Man in San Francisco, Blade, and we need two other movies that we need for it. So probably maybe put up White Man Can't Jump on there. Again, so maybe put that on the list there. I forgot who directed that movie, which White Man Can't Jump came out in 1992. Let me see if it does have a black director. Let me see. Let me see.
Nope, Ron Shelton is white as hell.
Oh, okay.
That boy sound white as fuck.
Yeah. So we need 2 other suggestions. So, did the halftime performance, talked about that. So what about the commercials? Any commercials stood out to you all that you liked, that you did, anything like that?
Not really.
I don't have cable, so I didn't see any of the big ones.
The one that kind of stood out was the Workday one, where it was like, stop calling each other rock stars in the office unless you're actually a rock star, and they had Ozzy and Joan Jett, who can still get it. My God,
Yeah.
and and the one person from Kiss. They all look the same. It doesn't matter.
Just the dude from Kiss.
But yeah,
Yeah. Shit, it's like a
yeah.
side by side. Is it Joan Jett or is it one of the guys from Kiss? Which
Like,
one
it's
is
just, yeah, like
it? And
whatever.
they're the same picture.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that commercial was actually fun. But I don't know, it was and then there was like a DraftKings one with Kevin Hart where he kept saying words that would tie into like someone's like a celebrity's name. So it'd be like, oh, I'm watching like and it'd be like Hawk, I'm Tony Hawk. It's like ha ha ha. It was like a DraftKings commercial. That was actually kind of funny. But yeah, for the most part, commercial wise, it was kind of light this year.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So in the commercial that Hunter was talking about, the Workday commercial, so it was Ozzy Osbourne, it was Gary Clark Jr., Joan Jett, Billy Idol, and Paul Stanley was on there. Billy
Paul
Idol.
Stanley, yeah.
So I was trying to figure out who that person was with the blonde. I was like, that's not Sting? Is it Sting or is it like I was trying to guess who it was. I was like, oh, it's Billy Idol. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, all right. But yeah, so I was trying to guess who it was. I was like, I don't think that's Sting. I don't think so.
I'm
But
sure, I'm sure Sting would be so pissed off if someone got confused Billy with Billy Idol. Like, what the fuck?
yeah, my bad there.
No, that's amazing. I'm so happy that's what you took from it initially.
My bad. But Billy Idol,
Man.
I like some of his music he did, like Moni Moni, was like a big one he did. Like so he's got some hits.
That's a good song.
Yeah. Ozzy Osbourne, obviously rock legend, Black Sabbath. I couldn't understand a word he was saying, but I mean he was there and he showed up, but
yeah, that's accurate.
I could not understand a word that was coming out of his mouth, but
Shit, can't understand a word that comes out of his mouth 20 years later, but those couple years during the 80s must have been fun as fuck.
yeah.
I think people forget the Osbournes existed as far as that reality show, and that was like one of the first big reality shows.
Real?
Yeah, people forget the Osbournes was a thing because that's oh man, that show was weird.
That was one of
a
the
weird fucking show.
pioneers of reality TV. That and Flavor of
It
Love.
was.
Oh my god, yeah, that was like one of the first reality shows that strictly followed a family in their home and going about their lives.
Yeah. It was big, yeah. So Paul Stanley's the
And
dude.
just how that entire family must have been conceived by cocaine.
Oh yeah. A lot of drugs taken by Ozzy, but
Yeah. So Paul Stanley is the guy from Kiss. That was the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
No wonder I didn't know who it was.
So yeah, the commercial seemed a little bit light this year. I don't know if there was like huge standouts. I like the one with Ben Affleck Dunkin' Donuts. I like how that meme
that
became
was funny. Yeah.
like him getting into a commercial for Dunkin' Donuts, and he was doing his heavy Boston accent there. And then also the trailer for his movie with Ben Affleck that he's directing.
Oh, the
Air.
Air, the movie about him playing Phil Knight and Matt Damon as Sonny Vaccaro about them signing Michael Jordan to Nike, aka We Bought a Shoe.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really hard. It's gonna be really awkward to see Sonny saying the N word and being like, "No, I'm down."
It's gonna be really, really awkward when Sonny Vaccaro just proudly claims that, yeah, I stopped using the F word 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So he's got that coming out. So and then Jennifer Lopez was in the commercial as well. She rolled up there. Jennifer Lopez, but so I thought that was a little something funny there. The little Dunkin' Donuts thing there.
That was fun.
What was another one? There was one with Will Ferrell. He was doing a bunch of like different things. I forgot what was.
That was so stupid. Such a dumb commercial.
I forgot what was that one. What was that? What was that
for?
for?
Like, new electric trucks.
Okay.
Like Dodge Ram. Yeah. Which, by the way, good car companies, let's stop killing the fucking planet. Let's like please, for the love of fuck. So I mean,
yeah. If The Last of Us hasn't woken you up on that, then I don't know what the fuck will.
You ain't lying. But like dumb commercial, cool, thing that we're getting. But yeah, that was a very like eye roll of a commercial.
Yeah, I did like because they did one where he was like in the Stranger Things, and they had the little sister from Stranger Things. What's her name? Uh,
Oh
Caleb McLaughlin's
yeah,
sister. What's her name in the show?
yeah. No,
Fucking Erica.
Erica.
there you
Yeah,
go.
she was in
Well
it.
done.
I was like, hey, go on, you girl, get that bag, get that Super Bowl commercial money bag. There you go.
Right.
Um, yeah, that's pretty awesome. Then there was one that I liked. Damn, I'm trying to remember. The Breaking Bad one. That was cool. I like that one with
Yeah,
again them
it was
returning.
fun.
Like I like that they still play into
Yeah,
it. Him and Bryan
that
Cranston.
dynamic was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That dynamic in their chemistry is so much fun. And again, seeing Raymond Cruz return as fucking Tuco was
yeah,
kind of fun.
yeah.
Tight, 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 tight.
So that was I thought I thought that was pretty good there. So yeah, that was pretty nice. So some of the were there any ones that stood out to you as being really bad there, Hunter? Or were they all just kind of mid to you? They're just
Uh,
kind of just mid or a little bit?
yeah. Like nothing was dumb enough to just like make me
Hmm.
like pissed off. But I was just kind of sitting there going like these are all blending together. Like there's nothing about this that's none of these are really standing out outside of the ones that we've really talked about. Yeah, it was a whole. There was this one about for a Tubi. Actually, no, yeah, no, I hated this commercial because there's this one commercial for Tubi. It had these fucking rabbits. It looked like the rabbits from Donnie Darko, like just throwing people into fucking rabbit holes. But as they're falling down the rabbit hole, there's all these options that you can stream on Tubi. I was like, that's fucking horrifying. Just the concept that a rabbit would just throw you down a hole and you would just fall endlessly. I was like, what the fuck? So yeah, that was terrible. That actually made me go like, yeah, fuck, I don't want to ever use Tubi again. So yeah, I hated that commercial.
Hmm. Yeah, it doesn't seem like usually sometimes it's always like one super weird one. Like what was the one
Hmm.
the what was it, the Dorito one, the Chunky
Oh
Monkey,
shit. Yeah,
the
there was a Chunky
Yeah,
Monkey
yeah.
Dorito one, and I think this year they had a really weird commercial for like avocados from Mexico, where it was like an Adam and Eve parody. And they
Yeah.
brought it
oh
all the way to modern day, and they just made avocados out of everything, and it was just so fucking weird. I didn't know if I wanted to buy avocados after that.
so I don't think I remember that one, but
Yeah, that
yeah.
was the one with Anna Faris.
Oh, okay. And the Anna
Yeah,
Faris
yeah.
one. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which,
Um
by the way, Anna Faris, what's up, girl?
yeah, she looked really good. She looked pretty good. Yeah. It's funny that I saw somebody mention on Twitter. It's like a lot of these commercials. It seemed like they were just mainly geared towards millennial Gen X people. Because like there was a Clueless one with
Hmm.
Alicia Silverstone, which how many people really know Clueless like that? I mean, I know Iggy Azalea did a parody of it
Uh,
in her video. But
right
that
here.
but you're old. You're like almost 30. That doesn't count. Yeah, you're
Damn.
old,
Hey,
man.
I'm only a year older than you, motherfucker.
You don't you ain't part of the young crowd no more. You know what I mean? Sorry to break it to you.
Neither are you, bitch.
I didn't. Hey, I never said I was young. Hey, you over here saying like, hey, I remember Clueless. Like, yeah, that makes you old, man. If you remember Clueless. So
Hey,
yeah.
if you saw Do Revenge, you've seen Clueless. There you go.
Yeah. So you had that in there. So I don't know really some of these things. It's like who's really is that for? Did you think a lot of commercials skewed a little older, a little like millennial, Gen X kind of thing, skewed a little bit older?
No, I just thought the commercials in general felt like it just felt like you shook a bunch of marbles, a bunch of different marbles, and just poured shit out. Like it didn't feel like there was any like theme or anything really. It just felt a lot of the commercials felt like they were done out of obligation.
Hmm.
Like, oh, we have to spend this budget because we're about to start a new fiscal year.
Hmm.
Oh, how much money do we have? All right, let's pour it all into the Super Bowl commercial, and maybe someone will try our product regardless of how weird the shit is because yeah, everything was just weird. I wasn't sold on anything at all. Um, yeah, it was a very odd assortment of commercials this year.
Yeah, I don't know the one in the Breaking Bad. What they call them? Popcorns or
Yeah, I think it was Popcorners.
popcorners? Yeah, those look maybe I'd buy a bag. I don't know. Maybe they look like some fake ass Doritos. I don't know. Maybe I'll buy a bag. maybe I would get a bag. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it wasn't really anything that stood out to me that much.